Hi, welcome back to Basic Electronics Course Episode 2. In this episode, we are going to talk about atoms. Atoms are the smallest thing we can kind of see, but not with the naked eyes. But if you take a close look at sand using microscope, you can see that even the small grain of sand consists of millions of particles. These particles are called atoms. Our matter is made up of elements. Atoms are the building blocks of all materials. Atoms are made up of three types of particles: protons, neutrons, and electrons. An atom has a central nucleus with the protons and neutrons in it. Protons are positively charged and neutrons have no charge. So the nucleus is positively charged. Protons, neutrons are collectively called nucleons. Electrons are negatively charged and located around the nucleus and has the same number of negatively charged electrons. As it has positively charged protons in the nucleus, therefore atoms are electrically neutral. The electrons are allocated in the definite path around the nucleus called shells or orbit. This concept was introduced by Niels Henrik David Bohr. As reported by Niels Henrik, different electrons revolve around the nucleus in the different orbits. The atom has been compared to the solar system. In an atom, in the nucleus is the sun and the electrons are the planets, just like the planets in the solar system. Each electron revolves around the nucleus in its own different orbits. The orbit of the shell is represented by the letters K, L, M, etc. The maximum number of electrons present in the shell is given by the formula 2n square. N is orbit number of energy level. The first orbit K can have 2, L can have 8, M can have 18. The electrons present in the outermost shell of an atom are called valence electrons, and the shell which valence electrons occupied called valence shell. A molecule is an electrically neutral group of two or more atoms held together by a chemical bond. Atoms combine chemically by an external force such as heat and light. This leads to the formation of molecules. During the formation of molecules, atoms lose valence electrons or gains electrons from some other atoms. These are two types of bonds, covalent and ionic. If a molecule is made up of an atom of the same element, it's called homoatomic molecule. That means homoatomic molecules contains only one type of atom. If the molecule is made up of different elements, it's called heteroatomic molecule. That means heteroatomic molecules contain two or more type of atoms. Now let's talk about copper atom. The copper atom have 29 positively charged protons and an equal number of electrons. In the first shell filled with the 2 electrons, and the second with 8, and the third shell with maximum 18 electrons, and the outermost shell is occupied by a single electron. However, the lone electron is loosely held in valence orbit and thus can become free electron. The ability of this electron to freely move away from its nucleus gives the copper atom its current carrying capacity. When voltage is applied to the copper wire, the electrons can be directed through the wire where the electron moves towards the positive end of the source voltage. This movement flow of electrons in one direction is called electron current flow or just current.